Star Report. I'm your host, Star. Welcome to the show. It's Wednesday evening, Ash Wednesday, for those of you who subscribe to that, okay? We got some talking to do. President Trump, that's my guy, the orange man. He held a Black History Month reception at the White House. Shit was lit. Shit was lit. Call in, put some respect on 4-7's name. We are going to talk about Black History Month, whether you acknowledge it or not. A lot of people have lost interest in that sort of thing. But then again, people lose interest in a lot of things in America. It's the changing face, you know. We're going to talk about Reverend Jesse Jackson. Absolutely. Absolutely. Let me say, as an older man, there are many people who you may not, align yourself with their ideologies or philosophies at one point in America. But at a particular time, they did what they felt was right. And we can't blame them for that. At that particular point in time, they did what they felt was right. Frederick Douglass married a white woman. Do you know that? After all those years with that black woman, he felt that that was the right thing to do. We're going to talk also about a showrunner. I'm not sure where I'm going with that. Did sleep apnea ruin a relationship? I don't talk about the females from my past on the microphone. I give them the respect that they give me, But someone who I did really, really like, mid to late 80s, she was fine as frock, but she had sleep apnea, and I didn't understand it at the time. Me, I've always been a very quiet sleeper and a light sleeper. I'm like, I wake up like that. She had sleep apnea, and I just, I kept asking her about it. And finally, she said, you're a little too fucking rude. Sleep apnea. I want to see if any of you, let that ruin a relationship. Or are you with a person now who has sleep apnea and you understand it, you tolerate it, you deal with it, you love the person, so it's not really a big deal. Maybe you sleep in separate beds, different rooms. I could deal with a chick that has halitosis over sleep apnea. You guys know what halitosis is? But sleep apnea, that's that loud shit, where you think they're going to possibly check out, gasping for air. It has to do with the tonsils and some other stuff. I don't understand it, but we're going to talk about that, okay? Also this evening, I got a bunch of notes, as you know. Guys, did Dr. Umar Johnson open the school? Got a video. He's talking that talk. I think the video came out Saturday. He was talking about, the school. He was going to open it on Monday, but, President's Day, yada, yada, yada. So today's Wednesday. Did the school open? And I also want to talk about something here. I picked up a magazine the other day when I was in the market. This came out last year. Autism, A New Understanding, the Spectrum and Neurodiversity, the Many Faces of Autism, Treatments at Every Age, and Finding Support. Can you guys see that? I think I even have the picture I can put on the screen. Well, let me not do too much. Let's focus on sleep apnea first. But I want to ask you, catch this crazy question. Is autism biological warfare? I have no proof, and I don't want to be insensitive to anyone who has children that are autistic or adults, because it's not just children. But is autism biological warfare? Let me look in the live chat real quick. How you guys doing this evening? Members only, Is it biological warfare? I have a crazy theory that it's engineered to cause damage and repercussions. Can I ramble a second? I mean, that's not my showrunner. It's not the main topic, but just let me, put this on the table. Growing up in New Jersey, you know this already, I went to public and private schools. In the private schools, they had different curriculums, and we were being taught in the 8th grade about these German physicists and scientists that fled Nazi Germany. And one of them, I forget how you pronounce his name. One of them, Kanner, Leo Kanner, in 1943. This is the guy who, first brought the classification classic autism to the table. Now, did he flee Germany? Was he one of those people who was, experimenting on people in Germany? Let me look in the live chat real quick. Okay. I see some of you already. Okay, yeah, we might have to take it there. Because for a decade of my life, we were taught about the Holocaust. Ain't nothing you can tell me about the Holocaust. So these German physicists and scientists, medical doctors, and what have you, they came to the States. A lot of them got refuge here. Stipends, if you will. So give me some time. I just want to ask, I'm not, again, not trying to be insensitive, but is autism biological warfare? Okay. All right. Let me get down to business here. I got a couple of videos. Oh, and a little bit later, I have to come clean. A friend of mine died about 4 years ago, and I need to get something off my conscience. All right. Okay, here we go. How about we start with President Trump? Oh, they had a shindig up at the White House. Mammy. I shouldn't call her Mammy. Well, what is her name? Hold on a second. This is a black woman. She's the grandmother of a murdered young man a couple of years back. And she spoke. She spoke, and she was repping, the president and other people at the White House. And she turned it out. They're giving her all the press. Here we go.
One thing I like about him, he keeps it real, just like Grandma. I appreciate that because I can trust him because he tells exactly how he feels and what he thinks. Thank God for this president. I am filled. My cup runneth over.
Come on.
Because he allowed his constituents, his people, to come to my house to interview me, to talk about the murder of my grandson. It seemed like nobody cared. I'm an advocate for murder. I marched. I rallied. I pulled out other families in the District of Columbia that had murders and did not have answers. Ooh. We marched and we rallied, and nobody heard me, Democrats. Get mad at me. Until this Republican sent his constituents, his people out there to interview me in my home. Have you ever heard of a thing? Then they invited me twice before Congress to testify for the beautiful bill that's going to change crime in the district. If you kill somebody, okay, you take a life, you do life. Just that simple.
That's simple.
If you do a harsh crime, you do harsh time. Just that simple.
Come on.
And then we need National Guard, and which we did years ago. He brought it on. I love him. I don't want to hear nothing you got to say about that racist stuff. And don't be looking at me on the news hating on me because I'm standing up for somebody that deserves to be standing up for. Get off the man's back. Let him do his job. He's doing the right thing. Back up off of him. And Grandma said it.
Brown sugar. How come you taste so good? Felicia Cook is her name, right? Did I pronounce that right? Felicia Cook. Her grandson, he was not involved in, any type of gang activity, as the story goes. He was going to meet some female on a date, and an older guy, the boyfriend of the girl who he was going to see on one of those dating apps. Guys, what was it? The Monkey app? You guys know what the Monkey app is? And he was killed. So that was her speech, and people are talking about it. Area code 720. Good evening. You're my first caller. Please watch the language. 720.
Stars, Charlie Brown, man. Thanks for taking my call. I appreciate it.
How are you, man? Good to hear from you.
Thank you. So I did see just a little portion clip of the Black History Month, and I think it was perfect timing that he did that. His timing is impeccable when you think about it, because I'm like, with Jesse.
Are you talking about President Trump? Who is he, sir? Who's he?
Yes. Okay. Yes, I'm talking about 4-7, the Teflon Don.
Yeah.
So, people were giving him flack about, when Jesse Jackson passed away, and he basically let everybody know, like, hey, I've been around, Jesse Jackson, and I've been given to the Black community. I've been around you guys. And I think this is the perfect timing, because I think people thought that he was basically trying to get rid of Black History Month. So with him bringing it out like this, right around the time, with Jesse Jackson passing away, I think this is just perfect timing for him. Okay. And, I appreciate him doing something like this. That's a big deal.
Did you know that Jesse Jackson and the Rainbow Push, Donald Trump gave them free office space years ago down there in the Wall Street district? Free office space. Trump tried to give him a discount. And Jesse said, no, we got no money. We just need the space. And Trump said, okay. Gave him free office space for years. Did you know that?
So honestly, I heard about all that today, Star. So that's why I'm glad you're doing this show.
Right.
Is because I'm like, okay, he really did all this stuff. I'm like, since when all of a sudden did he become such this racist guy with everybody? It's just shocking to me. And I'm like, for them to basically take over the media and to turn, the 4-7 into like this, complete white supremacist and this racist guy out of nowhere is unbelievable. So I'm glad he's bringing all this back up and basically showing folks like, I've been around.
Okay.
And
are you from the New York tri-state?
Run for the presidency.
Where you calling from, sir? Where you calling from?
Oh, I'm calling from Denver.
Okay. Have you ever lived in the New York tri-state?
So this is the bad news, Star. So basically with finance.
So it's just a yes or no. Have you ever lived in New York? Yes or no?
No.
Okay.
No.
Stay with me. All of your Black celebrities, Whoopi Goldberg, Mike Tyson, Reverend Al Sharpton, they loved Trump. Trump is very uncouth. We have to be honest. Yes? He's uncouth. You know what that means?
Yeah. I'm a little familiar with the term. I don't use it though.
Especially Whoopi Goldberg. Whoopi Goldberg was dating guys. Who was Whoopi Goldberg dating? Ted Hansen from Cheers. He was running around with blackface, and it was so goddamn funny to Whoopi Goldberg. Most of your Black entertainers, and when Trump had Atlantic City popping, Black people were going down there getting free rooms, credit to gamble. All sorts of shit. Now, I'm not going to focus just on him tonight. I do want to talk about Black History Month if it means anything to you. But, I'm not just going to keep talking about the First Step Act and all this other stuff. Can we shift for a second? Black History Month. Do you acknowledge it? Do you not partake? What is Black History Month to you?
Yeah, I do partake in it. I am a Black man myself.
Okay.
But I do appreciate just looking at our lineage and just what we've been able to accomplish as, just a whole. I'm like, we are excellent. I'm like, I've never heard any Black person wish that they were white or any other race. You know what I mean? Yeah. I wake up every day happy I'm Black. So just to see what we've been able to accomplish, it just motivates me to be a positive statistic and not to be a negative one.
Can I ask you something before?
Absolutely.
I'm learning. I'm still learning, so I don't have the answers. I I'm talking about sleep apnea. I'm trying to get a conversation going here. Did sleep apnea ruin a relationship? If not, if you don't have any information on that, autism. Is autism biological warfare? Either one.
Oh, wow. I'll speak briefly about both of them. So with sleep apnea, I know right now that people have to sleep with those CPAP machines. So that's not the most attractive device when you roll over and you see your partner with a big machine strapped to their face because they can't breathe and sleep. So I do believe that, it could ruin relationships. And additionally, with autistic, I think that definitely is a big burden on a lot of families, especially if these kids have those special needs. So sometimes those kids can be violent. So they could be, fighting the teachers, fighting their doctors. So it could be a real strain on a family. So I believe that could also ruin relationships as well. So both of them, I think, can have negative impacts.
I appreciate the call. Thank you.
Hey, thank you.
Is autism biological warfare? I'm asking this question. I really want to, be educated. In 2025, let me just give you a little bit more context. I've been doing a little research here. The BBC put out an article titled The Genetic Mystery of Why Some People Develop Autism. April the 16th, 2025. BBC. The Genetic Mystery of Why Some People Develop Autism. So I'm just asking, but again, I picked up this magazine. Let me see if I can get that picture on the screen. I think that some of those scientists, and the engineers, for whatever reason, whatever they were doing, and celebrated, if you will. Can you guys see that on the screen? Oh shit, what happened? There you go. Can you see that? I recommend this particular magazine. You can purchase it on Amazon. All right. Area code 778. Good evening. We have a few topics on the table. Are you there? 778.
Shalom. What's happening, Star? How's it going?
Frankie G tapping
Joseph tapping in.
Oh, Joseph. Pardon me. Joseph tapping in. What's going on, Joseph?
I'm all right, man. A little sick right now, but I'm getting better.
Partying with whores.
Tapping with you.
Partying with whores. Yeah.
Yeah, Yeah, I think one of your mommies gave me something. I gotta get some penicillin or something.
Well, now hang on a second. Was it a Spanish speaking mommy or a black? Because you prefer the brown sugar.
No, it was some West African broad that was after my money.
Okay.
Yeah. But that's a story for another time.
Come on.
Biological warfare. Yeah, that's an interesting one, and I would probably agree with you because autism is diagnosed on a spectrum, right? And I do believe that the spectrum diagnosis keeps getting larger and larger and larger. Yeah. And when these things get larger and larger and larger, they start putting people in programs. They start giving them labels. It has a very large psychological effect on a child when you basically tell them there's something wrong with you. And, just because a kid might not be the most social or, these types of things doesn't mean there's anything wrong with them. I mean, and I think they even correct me if I'm wrong, but I think they even consider like ADHD almost like a form of autism. Now, I might be wrong on that.
Well, hang on a second. Stay with me, Joseph. You're a younger man. I'm sure you're better educated than me. You're talking about the old theories of autism. Let me just read something to you because this is what I learned back in the mid-'70s. Classic autism, also known as childhood autism, autistic disorder, or Kanner's syndrome, is a formally diagnosed neurodevelopment disorder first described by Leo Kanner. He's one of yours.
Go figure.
In 1943, it is characterized by atypical and impaired development in social interaction and communication, as well as restricted and repetitive behaviors, activities, and interest. So this is the guy who, a German, you can Google him, this is the guy who first classified this. So I'm just asking, I don't know. Do you think that there was something behind his, diagnosis of what we now have in pretty large numbers, and they still don't have a firm grip on, why people develop it? Adults as well. Go ahead.
Yeah, well, I do think not to sound like a tinfoil hat, but I do think the diet plays a big role in it, and what the mother and the father, consume on their day-to-day basis, and then go and have a child. I think that has a big effect, and whether the person who created or created, not like created, but basically did the first study of it, I don't really think that's related. More so, what I was thinking.
I do.
We're seeing larger numbers of it, and that makes me skeptical. Why are more people autistic now than they were in your? No, I'm serious. Why is a kid autistic because he's been diagnosed by a doctor, or because he gave him an iPad since he was 1 year old and his attention span is just fried? I think it's more so that, right?
Can I jump in?
Essentially Yeah, go ahead. Of course,
okay.
It's your show.
Now, listen, I'm a dropout. I'm a high school dropout. But, the vaccines that have increased over the decades and the demand by the government. Now, I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but, if they still don't have a firm grip on this stuff, and this book on the screen here, it says, a new understanding of autism, then I have to look at those people. Once upon a time, one of your people, respectfully, you got a second? Can you Google him? Leo Kenner. I forget. Can you Google that?
Give me a sec.
All right.
Put you on speaker. Leo Kenner?
Yeah. Leo Kenner. Kanner. It was first classified as Kenner's syndrome. Everybody hold on. We're gonna take our time here.
Well, if you want to know if he was Jewish, does a bear shit in the woods?
Watch the language, Joseph.
That's my father talking. That's my father talking. My apologies, sorry.
I know what he is, but I want you. I want you to tell us you're Ashkenazi, half Ashkenazi. Come on, tell us about it.
I'm Sephardic. Sephardic.
I forgot. Pardon me. Come on. What do you got?
Yeah.
What do you got?
Leo Kanner was born as Hassel Lieb Kanner in Klekato Austro-Hungarian monarchy, present-day Ukraine, on June 13th. And this area, approximately 70% of the total population was of Jewish descent. It's not really giving me a straight answer. They're probably trying to hide something from us.
That's okay. It's okay. I'm glad that you just read what you read. So again, with regards to my poor understanding of autism and the fact that they still don't have a firm grip on things, I think that he may have been hired once upon a time, by different medical fields, given grants and things of that nature, and shit got out of control. Go and land your plane.
Well, I'll land my plane on the next subject about sleep apnea. I'll just get into that really quick because I was dealing with some sleeping issues like two years ago, and I was actually gonna go visit a sleep apnea clinic for that, and I started thinking to myself, I'm pretty young, and I was only like 27 at the time, so I was like, sleep apnea at this young age. I'm not a huge drinker. I'm not a huge smoker. So I was kind of confused. I started looking into it a bit, and because what was happening, I was waking up in the middle of the night. I wasn't getting good sleep, even though I was going to bed on time. And a big issue with young people, old people, everybody, we're not breathing properly in our sleep. So what I looked into was they have a sleep tape, which is essentially what tapes over your mouth and not fully tapes over your mouth, but it essentially helps keep your mouth closed, so you breathe through your nose. And I did that, and I never went to a sleep apnea clinic, and I've never had a reason to. So I just wanted to kind of go into that, just if anybody's listening and they are dealing with that kind of stuff,
All right. Hey, I appreciate you.
I'll land my plan on that stuff.
Good to hear from you, Joseph. Salute.
Hey, I'm one last thing. I'm going to Israel this June. I'm going to be the first person to play a Smack DVD in Jerusalem. So I'm going to take a video and send it to y'all. I'm going to have those little Hasidic kids listen to Maserati Fox. Have a good one.
I'm actually going to Auschwitz. You've heard me talk about that, right? It's one of my upcoming road trips.
Yeah. Make sure to take a picture for me.
I'm going to get there before you. Shalom. Yosef tapping in. Okay. Thank you for your patience. This is a different type of show this evening. The Combs 444. Thank you for your donation. Together we bring the ruckus. All right. We trump tight. Oh my goodness. Salute to Lil Fame, Billy Dance. Saratoga, St. Mark's Ave. If you know, you know. Thank you for your comment, sir. Okay. Who else is tapping in from Canada? Okay, Canada wants to get in on the action. Hey there, area code 647. Good evening. Talking about a few topics. Are you there?
Oh, how are you doing? I'm calling from Toronto, and I wanted to talk about Black History Month. You know, this is the 100th anniversary, and it was started by a young man by the name of Carter G. Woodson, who spent a lot of time he used to run the public education system.
Right.
I
just played a video to bring us all up to speed. Yes, you're right. Go ahead.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he spent some time in the Philippines, and I was told by a woman in Canada that he was quite the ladies' man. And he kept his books, and there was a woman that was, staying with him, and she gave him an ultimatum. Pardon me.
Okay.
Me or your books. So he basically says, bye, see you later. Because he says he's gonna he can get any woman because he was a playboy. He didn't have a problem attracting.
If I can jump in for a second, sir, you're calling from Canada, talking about Black History Month here in America. Is there something?
Oh, Black History Month is supported. Is celebrated here.
Right.
And
but I'm talking about America. Can we?
I was born in Louisiana.
Oh, okay.
And grew up in Los Angeles, and I lived in Detroit. So.
Sac passe, do you speak a little patois or Creole?
Oh no! I'm from Louisiana, but I'm from northern Louisiana. I speak a little Ku Klux Klan English. That's about it.
Come on.
No. I'm not Rick James.
Come on.
Yeah, I'm your basic African.
Okay. So you got out of the States and you went up to Canada to avoid those child support payments. Keep it real.
I refuse to fight in Vietnam. And that's as real as you can get.
Damn. How old are you? 73? How old are you?
I'm 79.
Okay.
I will be 80 on March 6th.
I was about to say Vietnam. God damn.
I'm talking about I'm old as dirt.
I appreciate the call. Okay, so do you acknowledge Black History Month, or do you have issues with it? I mean, I want people.
Oh no! I'm a proponent of it. I'm a writer. I do radio, and
nice.
I talk about Black history from Angola to Zimbabwe. That's one of my specialties.
Okay. Well, I'm a businessman pretending to be a radio host, but I appreciate the call. Oh, but before you go, do you acknowledge Kwanzaa, or is that like a thing of the past? Kwanzaa.
Kwanzaa is a river in Angola.
Come on, sir. Kwanzaa.
I'm serious.
I know.
I know what you're talking about.
I know. Do you acknowledge?
No, I don't do Kwanzaa. No.
Okay.
I'm kind of on the Panther side. So.
Gotcha. I appreciate the call, sir.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Take care.
All right. We're getting some good calls here. You know, we're moving at a certain pace. I'm off that Grey Goose tonight. Folks, did sleep apnea ruin a relationship? I had 2, maybe 3 girlfriends that had sleep apnea. One of them had not just a patch, but she had a humidifier. This girl was like 26 years of age, and I was a year younger than her. She had a humidifier. And what's that shit you put in? I shouldn't say shit. What's that stuff you put in the humidifier? Well, back in those days, some type of oil, because she was always congested, couldn't breathe. All right. Hold on a second. Hold on, let me see if Deed sent me a text. I want to make sure I tell you guys about a good friend of mine who passed away. Shit. Let me play one more video, can I? With regards to researchers. This is like 7 years ago. Found a gene responsible for autism. Korean researchers. I'm not here to make fun of anybody's children or anybody who has autism, but I want to discuss this. Is it biological warfare?
Korean researchers have, for the first time, found that the gene responsible for Down syndrome is linked to autism. Now, this study is expected to pave the way for the development of medicines and contribute to autism research. Our Park Se-young reports.
The rate of autism in Korean children aged 7 to 12 is 2.6%, or 1 in every 38 children. This is already more than twice the figure in the US and Europe, and the number is only expected to rise. It's long been known that genetic mutations and environmental influences both play a role in the development of autism. Now, researchers have found that one of the genes that cause symptoms in Down syndrome also induces autism. It's the gene involved in neurogenesis, brain size, cognition, and degenerative brain diseases. Zebrafish were used to research the gene.
Autistic people find social interaction challenging and become isolated. We observed how this change occurs using the zebrafish model.
The zebrafish model is expected to contribute to the search for candidate genes for autism and the development of new medicines. The study was published in the journal Molecular Autism. Park Se-young, Arirang News.
Okay. I'll edit that out. Phone lines are open. Thank you for your comment on the screen. I take this serious. I do as well. And I have for many years. Maybe a little too serious because, sometimes I can be perceived as being insensitive. But with regards to girls that I've dated, I was one of those people who I was always asking them, could they get some blood work before we start talking about having babies? Can I get an amen in the live chat? I got to know your family tree. Does Down syndrome run in your family? Oh shit. Okay, I got a text message here. Okay, salute. Oh, peace to the God, DX21. Rory, are you calling in? Where's white boy Rory? Where's the white Denzel? Sickle cell 2. Come on, now we're talking. See, I move a certain way because I'm weird. I mean, I am funny style, but anybody in that live chat, before you start, just getting faked out by, a fat ass and a pretty smile, do you ask, can you, get some type of blood records? A lot of these girls out here got polluted wombs. Okay, someone says it doesn't affect me. Okay, so okay, all right. Well, listen, whether you, okay, Roby's calling in. Whether you're a weirdo like me or not, and I'm a weirdo, but just know this: I've never paid child support. Some people out here paying child support for future convicts, little niggas that can't spell. Let me slow down. Somebody said sickle cell. Give me some other things that, by way of the immunization shots, that can come into a relationship. David D. Cordova, are you calling in? I sent him a text message. Yeah, listen, I'm funny style. For those who don't know, my name, Star, that was given to me by a girl in Hollis, Queens, early 90s. Star stands for Strange Thoughts and Revelations. Strange Thoughts and Revelations, okay? Sit tight in the queue. I want to play one more video. Maybe this will help with the discussion. I'm not just saying shit to say shit. I'm very, very concerned because, I've got kids. I've got kids. I've got biological kids. I don't claim them. They don't sue me for, what do you call that, guys? Retroactive child support. But to my knowledge, nobody has anything that's, life-threatening. I've got kids. I just don't, I don't claim nobody. I'm trying to get sued for 18 years of fucking retroactive child support.
Autism Spectrum Disorder, ASD, and Attention Deficit Hyperactivity Disorder, ADHD. That's what I'm talking about today. I'm Dr. Tracy Marks, a psychiatrist, and I make mental health education videos.
Hey,
Today's
Tracy.
question is based on several viewer questions asking me to talk about this. ADHD and autism are neurodevelopmental disorders. Neurodevelopmental means that they start early in childhood and affect how your brain grows and functions. Examples of neurodevelopmental disorders include ADHD, Autism Spectrum Disorder, or ASD, intellectual developmental disorder, and learning disorders. It is common, if you have one, to have another one. In fact, there's a high prevalence of people with autism spectrum who also have ADHD. The reverse is not as common for people with ADHD to also have ASD, but people with ADHD can have features of autism spectrum without having the complete disorder. Both disorders are highly genetic, meaning the genes from them are passed down through families. Before comparing the two disorders, let's look at autism spectrum disorder. ASD.
Did you catch what she just said? Genes passed down from, let me run that back. Hold on. She's speaking facts, if you ask me.
Autism spectrum without having the complete disorder. Both disorders are highly genetic, meaning the genes from them are passed down through families. Before comparing the two disorders, let's look at autism spectrum disorder. ASD is a spectrum disorder because there are many features of it. The features can be grouped into two categories: problems with social communication and relating to others, and restricted repetitive patterns of behaviors, interests, or activities. This is the category that includes being hyper or hypo-reactive to sensory experiences. Here's another way of looking at the symptoms on a spectrum. Going from left to right, you have language, which is social communication skills such as body language, eye contact, and small talk, just to name a few skills. Then there is social awareness, which is the ability to read the room, pick up and follow social norms, like saying hello to someone who walks up to you. Next is narrow interest. This is the tendency to narrowly and intensely focus on a niche interest and have trouble shifting tasks or activities. Information processing is the ability to learn new information and apply it to different situations. Sensory processing is a person's response to sensory input like sounds, smells, tastes, and textures. Some people can be hyperreactive to certain sensory inputs and hyporeactive to others. Repetitive behaviors is a tendency to stim in response to different emotions. Stimming refers to self-stimulation behaviors like hand flapping, rocking, or blinking. The last column is neuromotor, which refers to the ability to control your motor movements. And this.
Let me stop it right there because she's saying a lot, and she is a doctor, so she knows what she's talking about. I watched this video 3 days ago. Hey, thank you for your comment on the screen. Is it DVS387? Salute to your sister. Okay. This topic, again, I'm not trying to make fun of, people who are autistic or who have other diagnosis, if I'm saying that right. Anybody ever seen the movie Rain Man, 1988? This film was a breakthrough film because it brought, correct me if I'm wrong, autism to the forefront. Rain Man. Let me pull up the data here. Dustin Hoffman and Tom Cruise. Anybody ever seen the film Rain Man? I love that film. A lot of people enjoyed that film because we got to see what we, had heard in the 70s and the early 80s and the 60s, pardon me, certain diagnosis of people, and the diagnosis were not nice. They were insensitive. They called people words like morons, invalids, and things like that.
This can range from being clumsy to having little control over intentional movements, including bowel and bladder control. A person can have a range of different functioning in all of these categories, such that some categories may not be as affected as much as others. So in each of these areas, the person with autism spectrum disorder has something going on that is divergent from what is considered standard. If you think of these columns as a slot machine, you pull the handle and it turns each column to a different level of function. So each pull of the handle can turn up a different presentation of the disorder, which is why everyone with ASD is unique. For example, let's look at the language column. One person may not be verbal at all, but is able to pick up on social cues, whereas another person can communicate, but tends to miss social cues and interrupt people when they're talking. A third person may also be verbal and communicative, but has trouble interpreting sarcasm and metaphors. For that person, for optimal communication, they need you to be clear and use direct words. There's a lot of overlap between ASD and ADHD. The person who only has ADHD may have a few of these features, but not all. The person with ASD will have.
Stop right there. Okay, she's dropping a lot of knowledge. Thank you for your comments. Okay, members only in the live chat. Big Elvis, the chef. Hey, man, good to hear from you. Are you home?
I am home, Star. Big Elvis, the chef, Rosenberg, I am here.
Hey, man, everybody stop for a minute. I was really, really concerned about you. You and I have been texting. You were in the hospital. You had the oxygen goddamn tube up your nose like I did when I had pneumonia back in November. Are you better?
Right.
Are you better, Big Elvis?
I am better, Star. I am feeling great. I'm out the hospital as of today. I went in at 2 in the morning on Friday, and I'm out Wednesday afternoon.
Okay.
So I'm glad to be out. It's all stemming from obesity, Star. That's what it's all about.
Okay.
You wanna walk around 350 pounds. It comes with a cost, and that cost for me was my high blood pressure and me unable to really breathe at one point. And I rushed myself to the hospital, and I admitted myself. I didn't go in an ambulance or anything,
Good for
but
you. Good for you.
they got my high blood pressure under control. They did the sonogram on my heart, the sonogram on my kidneys. All that is all right. My lungs are all right, but I have to be realistic. I got to drop 100 pounds, Star.
Okay.
I can't continue like this. And I got kids. You know, I got a 13 and a 15-year-old and myself I need to live for. It's scary out there, you know. It's no joke. So I appreciate you text me so many times. I couldn't believe it. I mean, I really, really, it made me happy. It made me feel like it was important. And then I got.
Well, hang on. Let me jump in here for a second, man. You are very special to this machine here. You've been with this particular platform for many, many moons. So I was really concerned the same way you were concerned about me when I was in the hospital dealing with pneumonia. So,
right.
In terms of where you are now, and you know, you say you have to drop some weight. You got to be careful with that. Does it have anything to do with or what type? Do you have diabetes?
Yes, there is diabetes involved, but my diabetes is under control.
Okay.
I don't. They say I was at like a 7. Now I'm at like a 2.
Okay.
So that is not the problem as much as the high blood pressure.
Well, with my little bit of knowledge here, right now it has a lot to do with your diet, right? Do you do the fried foods? Do you do the sugary drinks? What is it you do that has gotten that blood pressure?
Well, I've been off the sugary stuff for like a year. Okay. It's my inactivity. I'm not working out the way I'm supposed to, and that's what's making it all really boil down to what it is. You know, my diet, do I have a fish sandwich twice a month? Yes. You know, can I do better? Absolutely. But it's truly my inactivity, me not putting in that 45 minutes a day into, you know, my proper heart health and that kind of stuff. And that heart, you know, supposed to be beating at a certain percentage, and I'm down 10% of where I'm supposed to be. So it can get real serious. You know, I was in the cardiac part of the hospital, and it's no joke.
That's crazy. Now, I cannot give you advice. I'm not licensed to give advice, not in that particular area. I will say what worked for me, because I had a liver transplant in 2008. You know this already.
Right.
Not only did I have to change my diet, but I could no longer consume food that I was eating prior to 2008. My body was breaking down. I thought I was checking out. But I could, after the surgery, no more whole milk. If I drink milk now with cereal or anything, it has to be fat-free. I have to put ice in beer. People laugh, I'm drinking beer, but I have to put ice in the beer. Sugar. I can't do soda too much. I can't do soda too much. And how old are you now? Again, I forget.
52.
Okay. I can't give you advice, but what helped me was B12 injections. B12 injections gives you that more pep in your step, that energy, increases your sex drive. It's not a steroid now, you know, but B12 injections, you know, it may help you out. That's all I'm going to say. Go ahead.
Thank you, Star. I appreciate that. I know it's not advice you're giving, but I do appreciate you letting me know what worked for you. It was an interesting week, and I hope never to have to experience that again and do what it takes to have the self-control and to get up and get it popping as far as dropping the weight, you know? Okay. 300.
But be careful. Be careful if you do B12 injections, because you're going to want to smash wifey or somebody. After you take that injection. It's like it's like whoa. It's just, anyway. Well, hey man, great to hear from you. Do you want to comment on the topics, or do we just send people to your platform? Because I didn't want to just post in the community section and have people bombard you. But you want to talk about the topics, or just promote your platform?
I wouldn't mind talking about the topics if I could.
Please.
I do suffer right now from sleep apnea, which increases high blood pressure. So sleep apnea, yes, it can be annoying for a spouse, and you might not be attracted to a CPAP machine attached to their face or the loud snoring. It also can reduce your life here on Earth. And I am they scheduled me for a sleep apnea study so that I can get on top of that as well, because I've been dealing with that for about the last 5 to 7 years. I do not have a CPAP or anything like that. I just kind of deal with it, but I am now looking to take care of, because it's hurting your heart to have to constantly restart you throughout your sleep, because you're basically not breathing. Your heart slows down, and then it has to jump back into like start mode, like a computer. And if you're doing that 20 times a night for 10 years, they're saying you're reducing your life by up to 5 years. So sleep apnea is extremely serious, and I would definitely recommend that anyone suffering from it to take it serious, because your heart is involved.
Hey man, great to hear from you. And yeah.
Wait, I did want to say something about the autism, if that's okay.
Yeah. The question is, autism biological warfare? I have no proof. I'm just thinking out loud.
I think it is 100% a war going on between good and evil, and the evil ones, whoever you want to call them, the ones in charge, the ones pushing the buttons and the levers, pulling the levers and turning the switches, they've figured out a way to capture souls. And I have siblings, and I've talked about this before, that are incels and that suffer from autism, which is Asperger's. I have brothers that have Asperger's, and it's a soul snatching thing going on, and it's evil, and it's something that when I was having children, 1 in every 125 suffered from autism of some sort, and now it's like 1 in every 40. So it's...
Well, let me just say this, because I hear you with the conspiracy twist, but this guy, Leo Kanner, right? Leo Kanner, he died in 1981, born 1894, a pioneering child psychiatrist, okay? After coming from Germany in 1924, right? He worked as an assistant physician, Yanktown, South Dakota, right? Before moving to Baltimore, Maryland. So this guy, I don't know, man, but a lot of those physicists, scientists. I mean, if we look at the Manhattan Project, you know that very well. These people came here and they were co-signed. They were given the right to experiment. I mean, there's so many experiments that they've done on people. So that's just my wild theory that this could be something that got out of hand, and now since whatever the number is that you have to get your child vaccinated, that shit could be really dangerous. But go ahead and land your plane, Elvis, please.
Yeah, I'm going to land my plane saying that we are in a war, and there are things out there and people out there, or things that appear to be people, that have an agenda of taking our souls.
Okay.
And you are respected, Star. Thank you so much.
So are you. Thank you, sir. Okay. Big Elvis, the chef, he was in the hospital. Go to his channel. You can see him giving updates. Premium Black News on YouTube. Okay, area code 917. Please watch the language. President Trump had a Soul Train line up at the White House yesterday. Shit was lit. Are you there? 917.
Hi, Star. I am here.
Hey.
I don't know what is going on with Trump, because I don't follow too much. but I wanted to talk about the autism. So I'm an educator and I work with special needs children, severe special needs.
I'm trying to be respectful. I'm silly, but I'm trying to be very respectful. Okay, let me just say that. Go ahead.
And I'm 37 and it's scary. The amount of students and children that will not be able to be sufficient on their own without help. It's hard because they have done studies where it's been shown to be a neurological disease. So that's where like different people are on a different sides of the spectrum, but these children, they come in all shapes and forms. Recently, we've been speaking with parents, and the way the parents view it is different. The parents say these are who these children are, no matter how they are born. Just like everybody's born unique, everybody's just different. It's called neurodivergent and neurological diversity.
Right.
So instead of us looking at them like Neanderthals and, the R word and things like that, we are supposed to look at everyone as different and be able to show empathy, care, and love and treat everybody. And
You're right. And listen, never mind what Rory said. Never mind Rory. Now,
but,
where are you from in the tri-state 917? Where are you from?
I'm from Harlem, NYC, and it's hard.
Okay. So again, this is a very touchy topic, but I picked up this magazine. It came out a year ago. And what caught my eye, it said a new understanding of autism, the spectrum and neurodiversity, the many faces of autism and treatments at every age. So this goes beyond just children, and
yes, they grow up to be adults.
Yeah, but also adults can be diagnosed with autism. So it's not just something that a child can be classified as having, right? You said you work in this field?
Yes, and what I'm learning is a lot of our cousins, uncles, brothers, and sisters, they're undiagnosed. So just like the video you showed, it's funny because those were one of our trainings.
Okay.
Different people display it in different ways, and also your social and your environment. Those environmental factors play a part. So you don't know why your auntie was going crazy after she moved back into the hood, or different things that we never picked up on. And a lot of educators and a lot of people that's going to school, they're learning these things and sharing it with the public. So thank you, Star. And sleep is very important.
Well, hang on a second. Stay with me. Because again, I'm just, I'm having a discussion here. Sometimes when we have these types of discussions, we have quality over quantity. So I'm not worried about big numbers and a whole bunch of comments. I learn, in the process. So adults who may have autism or ADHD, correct me if I say something wrong, do you think that they developed it, or maybe they always had it? Was it a genetic trait? What is your understanding of adults that have autism?
It's all in between. It's a genetic trait. It's dormant until you're exposed to, maybe an environmental factor, something mental. Okay. So these are things that people don't know. So when it's shown, you're like, wow. But then when you take a step back, like I'm looking at my family, and now that I'm working with special needs children, I'm thinking back to my grandmother. I'm like, okay, she was bipolar. I'm looking through old records and I see my uncles and my family report cards, and it says certain things that they didn't have the knowledge or the teachers to teach them on these things. So now everybody's learning about these things, and that's important. And just like you said, with the mating with people, everybody want to lay down and laugh and joke, and you have to be very careful of who you plant that seed with. And it's many people that have their children out of love. I have many special needs families, and it's a couple of them that special needs, but they have their children out of love, and they're there to support them from beginning to the end.
Well, I can't really speak to that, because to be honest with you, I am an elitist. I don't want anybody having my fucking seed.
I agree. I agree.
But now, hold on a second. Hold on a second. So now, do you deal with classifying people? What is you don't have to give too much information about your your work, but what is your area of expertise? Do you diagnose people? Are you in
So
therapy? Therapy? What is it you do?
So I'm an assistant teacher in the works of becoming a teacher.
Okay.
And I work in a special need high school. So that's from 14 years old up until 22 years old. They are able to be educated up until 22 years old. And they classify the children depending on their social abilities and their intellectual disabilities. So you might be in a class with a student that's in a wheelchair, and even if they're not verbal, they might have a communication device where they could communicate and know what's going on. You might have somebody that's able to talk and physically do a lot of things, but like the video says, socially, they don't know when to be quiet or social norms. So it's a lot of things that go into it. And it's hard.
Are you certified? Are you certified?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, so I work in a New York City public school, and you have to be certified to work with these children, and it is hard. And you have to come from a loving, empathetic place and a place of open understanding and knowledge. Because I lived in Harlem all my life, and I don't work too far from my home, and I didn't know these people really existed in this depth until I started gaining more knowledge. Because these are your cousins at the barbecue. These your friends that you wondering why they're yelling at you real quick. Unfortunately, these are celebrities that we look up to. A lot of them, they're saying that they was in these classes, and there's nothing wrong with that. But you want to give people the necessities to succeed and be able to manage their anger and be able to be a functioning part of society, and just let people know I'm here.
Now, do you also diagnose Caucasians or just Black people in Harlem?
It's all different type of children. We work with all, the New York City public system has over 3 million children of different diverse backgrounds. So I done worked with all different type of children, Black, white.
What about adults? Hang on. I'm enjoying the conversation you're teaching me. What about adults? Because again, this book here, this magazine that came out last year, it says A New Understanding of Autism. So, we have to look at adults and, are some adults with autism, are they part of the, I don't want to say problem, but part of the cycle, with regards to how young people are being raised? Are some of these adults causing repetitive behavior? If I'm saying that right, go ahead.
Yes. So when you know better, you do better. Also, a lot of these children grow up to be the adults. So there are a lot of undiagnosed adults along with diagnosed adults. So I work with people that have special needs as well, and they're teachers and they're educators. So it all goes into what you know, what you want to learn, and how you can get the resources for that individual. Because everybody is different. I work with a teacher, and he is one of our students. But guess what? He got that degree, and he's a teacher.
Yeah. Okay.
And he shows up for them. So we just got to learn how to maneuver with all our people in our society, and try to be empathetic, because it gets hard. When I'm in that school setting.
Well, let me ask you one more question before you go, because I hear you about the whole empathy thing, and that's cute. But what about adults who may have been traumatized as kids, and they grow up and they have these repetitive behavioral, ways about doing things? Again, I want to talk about adults,
Like our Krishan Rocks out there, like our Bad Girls Club people out there. They are here. Unfortunately, we see their demise. Some people make it through, some people don't. But you have to get the resources, and the people around you have to speak up. We can't just sit there and say, well, that's just who they are. You have to realize it's a problem a mental concern that we can't just.
No, I'm talking about Italian women that may have, put belt to ass on a young biracial kid back in once upon a time, grab you by the afro and shake your head and make you sit at the table and say, read chapter 6 out loud or else. What about those types of people? You keep talking about black.
That don't make nobody no better. We all done experienced it. A lot of people still go by that rule, but it don't help. It does not help. That's why people, unfortunately.
And if you mispronounce a word, you get a rap in the head with a goddamn marinara spoon. Pow!
But for these people that's intellectually disabled, it don't matter how many times you hit them. It don't matter how many times you pop them. Their brain is different. They just can't comprehend it. So look, nowadays you don't want to catch a case because you in that school and you talking about back in the day, my mother did this. No, they're teaching people how to deal with these people socially, emotionally. It's called social emotional learning.
Gotcha.
Thank you, Star.
I thank you, baby. I appreciate the call. All right. 323. Please watch the language. Are you there? 323.
Hey, how you doing, Star?
Hey, how are you, sir?
Oh man, I'm doing all right, my man. We talking about Black History Month or what's up, man?
Well, yeah. I mean, do you celebrate Black History Month or Black History every day? Every day?
I'm Mexican, man. But, hey, I ain't gonna lie, man. Black people should get their own hate crime bill, man. What's up with that?
Talk about it. Talk about it.
You know what I mean? We here in the U.S. we got Asian hate crime bill, small hats hate crime bill. What's up with the blacks? You know what I'm saying? The blacks been here for almost 300 years, more than that.
More than that, yeah.
All they get is a Black History Month, but no money.
Yeah. Can I ask you to turn that down in the background, sir, please? Turn down background.
Oh yeah, 100%. Can you hear me clearly?
Well, let me start right here in case you never heard me say, "Viva Mexico!"
Mexican for life.
Viva
Mexican for life.
There you go, huh?
Well, my thing is, but black people, they be ego tripping, Star. That's why they don't get nothing.
Come on.
You know what I'm saying? Black people don't want to be in black people's business.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's why they don't get nothing.
Well,
you know what I'm saying? But my thing is, it's all a game. You know what I'm saying? Oh yeah.
If I can jump in for a second now.
What's up, Star?
Keep it real. This is the objective perspective. Do black people deserve anything? That's the question.
Man, that's the $100 million question.
Take your time. Take your time. Do they deserve anything? Oh, listen, right now they're just starting to, in the last decade or so, acknowledge that many black people were already here, but there's still a large amount that don't do the actual research. I mean, they're claiming, and listen, I'm all in support of FBA and delineating. I'm in support of that, but do they deserve anything if you don't do the research and put in the work? That's the
question. Not at all, because they sold out to the small hats, G. Let's keep it real.
Come on.
You know what I'm saying? Let's keep it real, man. Hip hop was black culture. Who sold out hip hop?
Right.
Come on, Star.
Yeah.
They should have trademarked this since a long time ago, since the 70s, Curtis Blow days. You know what I'm saying? If they would have trademarked it back to the 70s, black people would have a mark, a landmark for sure.
Well,
am I right or wrong, Star?
Well, I asked Russell Simmons that same question back in 2000 when he came on the Star and Buckwild show, and he didn't really have an answer at the time. And listen, he's a great guy. But he and Rick Rubin were not only pioneering something, but I don't think even they understood what it was going to eventually turn out to be, So over time, hip hop has become antiquated, so nobody can really trademark it now. But I hear what you're saying.
Man, it's already too late, Star, man. It's 40 years late, 50 years late, man.
50.
You know what I'm saying?
50 years.
It's over with.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You got Europeans doing rap, you got Russians doing rap. I don't even understand what they saying, but you know, their stuff be banging too, you know, just the beat. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Everybody's jacking everybody's style, everybody's saying the N words. You know what I'm saying? That's crazy.
Well, hang on a second. Let me ask you something now. Do you know where break dancing came from, or are you one of those cholos?
Of course,
hang on. Or are you one of those cholos who thinks that break dancing came from the cholos back in the 60s?
No, break dancing come from Beat Street.
But before Big Street, before Big Beat Street, way before them. It's a black culture. You said it. I heard you. It's black culture.
No, black culture is black culture. Star, you already know.
Okay. I'm just asking. You know, hey, you know. How old are you?
Hey, everybody.
How old are you?
Hey, Star, man, I'm 33 years old, man.
Young man, salute.
You know what I mean? Cause let me tell you something, Star. I grew up, my uncles, great uncle, they grew up in freestyle. You know, Trinier and all that.
Sounds familiar. Mm-hmm.
Trinier. Okay. You don't know about Let the Music Play?
Oh yeah.
Expose.
Right.
Come on, Star. You know about that, Star. Come on, man. That was black culture.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But I don't think they deserve it, man. They sold out to a long time ago, Star, about the money. It's all about the paper. You know what I'm saying? That's it. You know? Hey.
You're talking about Shannon, 1983.
Let the music play. Yeah.
Don't get away. Right? Shannon.
Yeah. That part, Star, man. Mexican was rocking that. I feel like Mexican rock more.
Well, Shannon was FBA. Now, hang on. Shannon was FBA. Slow that down. So, I think she was.
Man, Mexican rock more with blacks. They own music.
I think Shannon was from Newark, New Jersey. I could be wrong, but go ahead. You were saying, go ahead.
No, I'm saying Hispanic culture got more respect with black music than their own people. That's all I'm saying.
Well, listen, this is the objective perspective.
If I'm wrong.
This is the objective perspective. There's a lot of rich Mexican culture, right? I mean, I can't confirm this, but I've got Kiowa Indians in my family, and I got an auntie who claimed that we have Apaches by way of Mexico. Now, Apaches, I don't know if you know your history, ruthless.
I know Apache.
Cutthroat Indians, right?
Man, hey, Star, they will sacrifice you before them.
That's a whole fact.
Yeah, damn, man, they'll kill you before they kill a dog.
That's a fact.
Hey, man, can I tell you something about the autism, man? I know that's the other subject, right?
Be sensitive. There are a lot of people who have children, family members who are autistic. Just be sensitive, please. Come on.
Hey, man, it's all about business, man. Dollar bills, y'all. You know what I mean?
Okay.
It's all about money, Star. They're trying to just, man, look, whoever got insurance, they're about to drive up their insurance up to the highest bidder. You know what I mean? Well, that's it.
If you get time, Google Leo Kanner, Kanner. That's where all of this autism stuff started here in America. He came from Germany. He was a small hat, you know, and he may have been working for the government. But I appreciate the call, man.
Okay, can I tell you one more thing before you leave?
Go ahead, come on.
Can I tell you one thing before you leave, Star?
Come on.
Okay. Why can't we negotiate drug prices, but other countries could negotiate drug prices instead of the U.S.? You know what I'm saying? Because we the most obese than anybody in the world.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And you know, everybody eating hot Cheetos, Doritos, and all that, man. When you go to another country, everybody's skinny, but us.
I appreciate
It's
the call,
all
man.
good, man.
Appreciate the
Hey,
call, man.
hey, it was good talking to you, Star.
Yes,
For
sir.
sure.
This is for La Raza.
Easy,
Salute.
easy call.
Guys, we're Shannon from Newark, New Jersey. Let the music play. If we're talking about house music, freestyle music, oh, don't get me started, huh? I was up in the Palladium dancing to Joyce Sims. You are my all and all. Anybody ever heard of Joyce Sims? Somebody says that song was fire, nigga. Hey there. I'm going to take your call before I play another video. Good evening. Please watch the language. Are you there?
Great show, Star. Detroit Ziggy.
Hey, good to hear from you, man. What do you want to start? Detroit Ziggy.
Star, the last caller, he's right on point, Star. And the 60% of Americans are obese.
Yeah.
And let's keep winding it back, Star. Why is that? Yeah. It's our diet, Star.
Processed food, fast food.
Thank you. Preach.
Pasta lack, growth hormones, And if you really want to know, no human being, no adult should be drinking milk. Shouldn't be drinking milk. Milk is for babies.
It's a part of our
for babies. It's
a part of our it's a part of our 4 food groups, correct?
Yeah. Sadly.
Sadly, Star. And let's who are we going to blame? Are we going to blame Robert Kennedy or the Food and Drug Administration czar there? He looks like he's been on some kind of booster shot his whole life too, right?
Well, he's a Kennedy, so people are taking him serious, But didn't he just admit to doing coke off of bathroom toilet seats?
Well, Star, Epstein had a great interview the other day, and I don't think you have to be intelligent to be powerful. You just have to be popular, Star, and that's what we have. Popular people like Nicki Minaj, who clearly needs a speech therapist and some speech help. Why is she being put on a pedestal by Trump? Right? I just can't go there, but Star, let's talk about the health of Americans, Star.
Come on.
And that last caller, he is so right. We are so fat. It's disgusting, Star. And let's blame sugar, Star. Right? Let's blame our daily diet. We don't like to exercise. We eat all the wrong foods, and it boils down to sugar, Star. People like to have their drink, and they don't know their alcoholic beverages. It's full of sugar.
Can I add something to that? Can I add something to that? We've now got pornography at our fingertips. So, you can literally, pop a perky. You can drink some syrup, whatever, scissor. You can I don't know, some counterfeit drugs, and you can go on social media, and it all comes to you now. You don't even have to go out of the house. So we have become a different species. We're lazy. Everything is at our fingertips, So
mentally programmed.
And I think that all plays into a part of who we have become now. Go ahead.
Yeah. Correct. Star, our responses during circumstances and situations, and Star, you and I are young enough to remember just before the episode would end and a newscast would come on, and they'd say, "Stay tuned for your local programming." Star, do you remember that?
I do.
Star, guess what they were programming?
Go ahead.
They're programming our minds.
Yeah.
Star, and they have 30 minutes to shove all of this bad news into our mental brain, our computer, and then we react, Star. You know, we react like the lady reacted in Minnesota, running up on that ICE agent with her vehicle. The news media provoked her to do that, Star. The news media has provoked you young Americans to go out and loot and riot every day, right? The news media has created your supermodels and your heroes today. And Star, I ask you today, you looked at Donald Trump, you looked at that African-American lady, she was speaking from her heart, Star.
Yeah.
Yet we don't get that on our daily news, Star. You know, she was speaking from her heart, right? And she brought it out. She said, quit with the racism. Quit labeling him. And unfortunately, Star, we've been programmed to control. Our minds are being programmed by other people to react to certain.
Well, hang on a second now, Detroit Ziggy. I have to jump in. We may disagree on this particular point. This is America, land of racism. It's alive. It's thriving. It's here. Racism didn't go away, nor will it. It's right here. It's a great motivation. It's our reality. It is suppressed at times, but let's not kid ourselves as, I only see human beings. You know, we all bleed the same. That's a crock of shit. Go ahead.
Well, Star, I urge every human being to experience racism for what it's worth within yourself.
Yeah.
Right? When's the last time the troll babies have actually even had any encounter with white people?
Whoa.
They're not in your life.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Hang on.
Go to your school.
Hold on, Detroit Ziggy. Hold on. Do not try and classify the audience. There's, according to my data, my research, and my analytics, there's 43% Caucasians in that live chat right now. Asians, don't be fooled.
Okay.
Don't be fooled just because they're not trolling. You have just as many Caucasians who call this show. You're not the only one. You got Yosef.
I'm well aware
of
that.
Yosef. You got Rory.
I am well aware.
You got Frankie G. You got a whole lot of others who call in. So racism is here to stay. But go ahead and land your plane. Go ahead.
Well, it's unfortunately, we've been classified to be put in a category. And if the media has programmed your mind to be in a category, then shame on you. Right? Experience racism yourself. Go out in public and experience racism. Right? Have you kept up with the homicides in America? Last time I saw a Ku Klux Klan member in the Bronx. Star, you seen one lately? No, it's a bunch of poo shiesties out there killing each other. Not the Klansmen, not the white supremacists. They're not in your neighborhood, black man. That's what I got to say. I'm not speaking to the chat room. I'm speaking to the Bronx.
Okay.
I'm speaking to Memphis, Tennessee, Compton, California. When's the last time a white supremacist walked down through your hood? Never. Black man killed your cousin. Black man killed your gang, all your homies, all the people in the white shirts, all the little candle vigils you got in the neighborhood. That was caused by your own kinfolk. And that black lady described that to you today. Donald Trump is not a...
Troy Ziggy, you sound like a true racist. Hey, man, I appreciate you.
Oh.
Appreciate you.
Enjoy your evening.
Thank you. Hey, Janet, good to hear from you on a Wednesday night. Happy Black History Month. Janet, are you there?
Star, how are you?
I'm alive, Janet. Niggas are dying. Niggas are having strokes. Niggas are having seizures. All sorts of shit. Here I am. Look at God. Come on. Come on. Janet, are you there? Come on, Janet. What happened to Janet's phone? I didn't hang up on her.
Oh, okay. I'm here. I'm sorry.
Come on.
I'm sorry.
Come on.
The reason I called in was because of the autism topic.
Please.
And I just wanted to note that they're saying that that comes from the interbreeding of humans and Neanderthals. They're doing studies. It's quite as recent as 2025. So they're saying that the genomes that are found in most people with autism can be traced back to certain genomes of the Neanderthal. So, yeah. So that will explain why in the Dark Ages.
Is that what you believe? Is that what you believe?
Yeah, kind of.
Okay.
Kind of. Because it explains a lot. It explains like in the Dark Ages and in the Europe area, they used to say that the kids were changed, replaced by nonverbal children, because the autism didn't develop until they was like a little older. So that's where all those myths come from. And if we take it,
so you're calling me here with your black rhetoric theory tonight.
No, I'm calling in with the studies that have been done by major universities. It's easily
It's a theory.
Google it.
No, I'm up to speed. It's a theory. It's a theory. They do not have the answers as to where autism came from. What you're reciting, I think that's a Pew Research story. It's a theory. I'm not mad at you. I'm just saying it's a theory. It's not an official, concept. Go ahead.
I think it's kind of official there, Star, because they are finding the actual genes. So it's nothing bad because, I come from a family that is steeped with mental illness. Even I believe I have some high functioning autism. Because so yeah, I repeat myself a lot. People tell me, I go off on these wild thoughts or whatever. And, it is what it is. And I had a sister that suffered from manic depression, and I had a brother who was a schizophrenia.
Okay.
And then I have later generations. They were diagnosed early with learning disabilities.
Okay.
But as you know, your people don't have to know, but as you know, because you've seen the news articles and everything, they're in high functioning positions around the world. So, so it's not a death sentence.
Can I jump in?
So that's why I was.
Can jump in? Okay. I played a video earlier, and there's research that shows that the Korean scientists have only identified one gene, not genes, plural, as you just stated, one gene that may lead to the origins of Down syndrome and or autism. So I say this to you respectfully. This is not a scientific fact. They don't know where it's coming from. My theory is that it could be biological warfare. I respect your opinion, but with regards to your family gene pool, respectfully, are you talking about the white folks in your family? Because you got white folks and Indians or natives in your family.
Mm-hmm.
Where did your
I do
supposed autism come from?
Well, if I had to guess, I would say my great grandmother, because she was Greek. So I have
the snow ape
finger on it.
You're a snow
if
ape.
I'm forced to.
Your snow ape great grandmother, respectfully. Yes, no?
You say snow ape?
Your snow ape or cave dwelling great grandmother, respectfully.
Okay, if you want to put it that way, you can go ahead and put it that way. I think probably that had a lot to do with it,
Nigga started a pocket.
No, because they would have a high percentage of the Neanderthal gene, but they're fine. But once you go back and you see some more studies, you'll find that they have found more than 25 genetic markers linked to the Neanderthal to folks who have autism. So you do with that information what you will, but it's 25 genetic markers.
Listen, I don't know. I don't
Mm-hmm.
know. I'm just exploring this.
Oh, well, that's the only thing I want. That's the only thing I wanted to call in, but I don't think it's a death sentence. I think that with the right treatment, right education, right structure, people could go on into greater things. And as I stated before, if you look at all the news articles and the actual history that my second generation from my family are making, and it's not just one. It's like what four so far that have made history around the world, and it's denoted. And we come from it's just a structure of learning and education. That's it.
Always great to talk.
That's the only reason I called him.
How's how's the new home and the G-Wagon?
What new home?
Well,
night, Star.
Well, hang on before you go. How's life? I'm just in a broad sense. How's life? You okay?
Yeah, life is great. I talked to one of my my boys today, and the one that
don't give out too much information about your kids.
I'm not going to give you information. The one I recently sent the information on.
How's the weather up there? Hold on. How's the weather up there? Because those people from New York, they called me 2 days ago, and I said, well, listen, when it warms up and the snow's all off the ground, that's when I'm coming up there. How's the weather up there in Jersey?
It's great. It's great. It's raining, so it's washing the snow away. It's getting warmer, so it's it's enough east. It is what it is.
Okay. Great to talk.
You can't change the weather, I think.
Great to talk to you, Janet.
Night. So night. Star.
Okay, night. Salute to Janet, huh? Always repping black people. She lives in a community where, if a black face is spotted around there, you better be delivering a package. Okay, hold on a second. Late night. Let me cross off Dr. Umar. We played that video. Oh my goodness. We have to show some fucking respect tonight. I don't give a goddamn how you niggas feel. I'm gonna go use the restroom real quick. Hold on. You niggas put some respect on this man's name. Let me show some fucking respect.
Tonight, the nation honoring a civil rights giant, Reverend Jesse Jackson, passing away at the age of 84. A two-time presidential candidate, the founder of the Rainbow Push Coalition, mentored by Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. And tonight, right here, the archival video of Jesse Jackson.
Start this over, goddamn.
Tonight, the nation honoring a civil rights giant, Reverend Jesse Jackson, passing away at the age of 84. A two-time presidential candidate, the founder of the Rainbow Push Coalition, mentored by Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. And tonight, right here, the archival video of Jesse Jackson, there when Martin Luther King Jr. was assassinated, and what Jackson said. And tonight, former President Obama giving Jesse Jackson credit for paving the way so he could make history. Here's Pierre Thomas.
Tonight, the nation mourning the loss of a civil rights legend whose legacy was built on trying to overcome. Jesse Jackson Sr. passed away peacefully on Tuesday morning, surrounded by family. He was born in Greenville, South Carolina, under Jim Crow segregation.
A mama was not supposed to make it, and I was not supposed to make it.
Dedicated civil rights nonviolent soldier at the side of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. At just 26 years old, he was there on that fateful April evening when King was struck down by an assassin's bullet.
I asked him, I said, Dr. King, do you hear me? Dr. King, do you hear me? And he didn't say anything.
Black! Beautiful! Wow!
Moving from the South to Chicago, he would later form People United to Save Humanity, PUSH. He broke boundaries in politics, twice running for president. first in 1984 under the banner of a rainbow coalition.
Our flag is red, white, and blue, but our nation is rainbow. Red, yellow, brown, black, and white.
In 1988, he was, for a time, the Democratic Party's frontrunner for the presidential nomination. Jackson also took on the role of freelance international negotiator.
Overseas, the American black activist Jesse Jackson has become an intermediary in the Middle East.
At times, he was spiritual advisor, counseling President Bill Clinton in his darkest hour. Clinton later awarding Jackson the nation's highest civilian honor, the Presidential Medal of Freedom. And Jackson saw one of his hopes realized on election night in 2008.
America, I have never been more hopeful.
Tears flowing as he witnessed President-elect Barack Obama deliver his victory speech. Today, President Obama paying tribute, saying, "He laid the foundation for my own campaign to the highest office of the land. We stood on his shoulders." But Jackson, an ordained minister, was by no means perfect. There was marital infidelity. In the mid-1980s, having to apologize for making a highly offensive remark about the Jewish community. Although somewhat diminished, Jackson leaned on his faith of forgiveness and redemption and kept on fighting, keeping his eyes on the prize. His daughter today, Santita, remembering her father.
He was part of a group of men and women who were willing to die for their beliefs.
Through it all, Jackson's faith and hope in what America could be endured.
America will get better and better. Keep hope alive. Keep hope alive. Keep hope alive.
Jackson was defined by his deep connection to the struggle for equality. David, he loved his people.
All right, Pierre Thomas with us live from Washington. Pierre, we appreciate the tribute tonight. Thank you.
Here we go.
Hey guys, so recently I had a question about sleep apnea. What causes it and what can you do about it? So this is the condition which really affects someone's sleep. You see this a lot in diabetics. Is there a connection? Yes, there is. So when you have high glucose, okay, high blood sugar, it depletes vitamin B1, okay, that's thiamine, because vitamin B1 is essential in maintaining normal function of your brainstem, especially the breathing centers, which connect to a nerve called the phrenic nerve, which comes down from the brainstem and goes right to the diaphragm. So the entire diaphragm, the motor control, the function of the movement of the diaphragm is controlled by this one nerve. So if that nerve is cut, you're not going to be able to breathe. So what happens, this part of the nervous system is under what's called autonomic nervous system function. Now, the autonomic nervous system works on automatic, but you can also influence it too. So right now I can stop breathing if I want. And then if I forget to breathe, that autonomic nervous system will kick in there and breathe for me. When I'm sleeping, that system actually breathes for me, so I don't have to think about it. So here's the thing. So when your spouse is, let's say, snoring, and all of a sudden you hear them stop breathing for a period of time, that's sleep apnea. That's definitely involving these breathing centers right here. So it's really the high sugar, okay, which depletes vitamin B1, which then you lose the function of the breathing centers. I mean, if you take a look at other symptoms of low vitamin B1, you have lactic acidosis. That basically is a situation where your pH becomes slightly more acidic and you'll have problems breathing just from that alone. Or there's another condition called dyspnea, which is basically difficulty breathing. It's related to something called beriberi. What is that? That's a vitamin B1 deficiency. But people could have a moderate or a subclinical deficiency that might not show up on a blood test, but it's just gradually going into a major deficiency. Also, there's another condition called SIDS, sudden infant death syndrome, okay, where this infant just stops breathing for no reason. Well, that also...
Let me stop it right there. Guys, is this person making sense? B1 deficiencies? Is that the cause of sleep apnea? And let me say salute to some of you women who your significant others, your boyfriends, your husbands, they have sleep apnea. Niggas getting big off the pig, eating everything deep fried. and you love them and you stay with them. Salute to those types of women. You know, niggas got cholesterol issues, toes cut off, all sorts of crazy shit. Area code 267. Good evening. Are you there? 267.
I am somebody.
Somebody.
I am somebody.
Somebody. I am.
I may be poor.
Right.
But I am somebody.
Right.
I may be young, but I am somebody.
Somebody.
I may be on welfare, but I am somebody.
Somebody. I am.
May be small, but I am somebody.
Come on.
I may have mistakes, but I am somebody. My clothes are different. My face is different.
Right.
My hair is different. But I am somebody.
Yeah.
I am black, brown, or white. I speak a different language. But I must be respected, protected.
Right.
Never rejected.
Right.
I am God's child.
Talk to these
I
niggas.
am somebody.
I am somebody. Yeah. I appreciate this call. I appreciate this call.
Oh, no doubt. I heard what you said. That's why I called. And I want to say another quote. If you're down to kick, don't ever look down on a man unless you're picking him up.
Come on.
Reverend Jesse Jackson.
Come on. Come on.
I watched it yesterday. I watched all his videos yesterday, and a tear came in my eye. I cried. I felt the same way when Dizzy Gillespie, I'm a jazz musician. I felt the same way when Dizzy Gillespie died.
Okay.
I felt the same way when Kobe Bryant died.
I think he was a good egg, man. You know, listen, everybody, you know, has had their downfalls. What did he have? 2 or 3 baby mamas and some old crazy shit that going on?
No. I had an ex-wife and 2 childs by her.
Jesse?
Oh, you said Jesse. I thought you were talking about me. My fault. No, I don't know.
I think Jesse had about 2 or 3 young baby mamas.
That's a life. That's a life.
Yeah. Come on.
He's not the only one. That's life.
Right.
That is life.
Right. Yeah.
To get back on that sleep apnea thing, I got a friend, and I was knocking off a girl that had a sleep apnea.
Okay.
I used to knock her off with the mask on, with the CPAP mask on. I think that relationship thing, I think that's more with guys than the girls. Like the girls leaving the guys because of that. But niggas would definitely hit with a CPAP mask on. They ain't stopping. Come on, they ain't stopping nobody.
Yeah.
And then your other topic, I forgot your other topic.
Is autism biological warfare? I want to be very respectful to people who have family members, children, but I just, based upon my research and what I learned in the 8th grade, some of those German doctors, physicists, and other things, they came here with an agenda and they were paid. Go ahead.
I got a best friend of mine whose child is autistic. He's autistic where he's 26 years old, but in the brain he's like an 8-year-old child. Okay. I mean, it could. I think it always existed. It existed even before what you were just talking about. It existed before. It existed. They didn't have a name for it.
Okay.
It always existed. It always existed.
Okay. I appreciate the call, man. Salute. Thank you.
I appreciate you. Thank you. Peace.
Yes, sir. Peace. Peace. The Most High. Good evening, sir. How are you? Late night. The Most High.
Peace.
Peace.
Star, it was a tropical 47 degrees up here. You heard?
Whoa. Okay.
So your man, Mom Donnie, he sent out the cranes and whatever last weekend, if I'm not mistaken, to start taking out the excess ice and snow left over from the past 2 weeks of snow, fake snowstorms, no Easter that froze over and were never disintegrated by the salt. And it was just too damn cold for them to melt on their own because of the weather or whatever the case is. So last week he started the extra snow removal, and then now it's just getting warmer and things are starting to melt on their own or whatever the case is. But Me personally, if I was you, I'd wait another 2 weeks until it starts getting 40 plus, 50 plus consistently. You know what I mean?
I don't have a lot to bring with me. I'm leaving a lot of stuff in a different section of North Carolina, but I'm gonna take just a Sprinter van full of stuff and head up north. I can't be going back and forth. I'm not lifting no goddamn boxes and all that shit. So yeah, I wanted to warm up a little bit, but okay. So aside from that, we're talking about President Trump, the Black History Month reception at the White House. You up to speed, or autism is it biological warfare? The Most High.
I feel like autism is biological warfare. I'm gonna say about maybe 20 years ago, a chick I used to see, she was, she started getting into her own health. I was already, vegetarian or whatever the case is, but she started losing weight. She started looking damn good, but she was extra with her health. So she was doing so much research that she was telling me that the vaccinations for newborns contain something called thimerosal. I know that's been discussed before.
Right.
Anybody who's done any type of research, what I'm saying, even on surface level, has probably come across this information in that particular ingredient that has been cited as the major factor of birth defects and autism and things of the like, learning disabilities and things of the like. So this has been going on for quite a while. If I found out about that 20 years ago, think about how long that's probably been going on before, somebody blew the whistle on that. So, it's a sad state. It's something that has increased exponentially over the years. And, once people start, we need to find a cure, we need to do this, we need to do that. Once they up in them labs doing their little mad scientist situations and the island of Dr. Moreau moves, that's why you have what we have right now. So is it biological warfare? I don't think there's any way you could say it's anything but that.
Yeah.
And
I don't necessarily want to be right. I'm just, going over some old notes and things that I, learned once upon a time, and it seems to be spreading in rapid numbers. And, it was a thing once upon a time when I was coming up, but they had different classifications for it. And I don't mean to be insensitive, but you had kids who rode on the short bus and they wore helmets, and they called them special ed. They called them special
ed. Also too, I got a question. What would an interview with Dr. Umar be like with you, Star? Because he probably have to choke himself from calling you Brother Star every 5 minutes, no?
Listen.
Brother Star. You try to...
hey, I wish all these people the best. What I do now is what I've always wanted to do. Just, get on the mic and talk by myself. I don't need to interview people. I don't need to do exclusives. I've already broken some of the biggest stories in urban media. I stick to my formula. I don't need sidekicks. I don't need goofy niggas. I don't need some female to just, give me a different perspective. This is the objective perspective. It works. And, I wish him all the best. I'm not trying to clown him, but I don't need an interview with him. I wish him the best.
Nah, no question. I'm just saying he loved to say brother, and I know you're totally against that. That's imagine him.
I'm not tripping, man.
Oh, and last thing real quick. So in terms of like what was that, sleep apnea or whatever? I was way overweight. Same thing about 20 years ago, whatever. I started taking my health seriously. I went the vegetarian/vegan route. I might eat some fish every now and then, but that's rare. Other than that, pretty much not even vegan per se, because all vegan products that they have that are man-made are not beneficial to you. So people have to definitely take that in mind. You know what I'm saying? Definitely got to take that into account. You really do need to get in contact with your herbs, your fruits, and your veggies. No ifs, ands, or buts about that, especially in the time that we're in right now. So I did some research myself. I found some things. So now the pesticides that they're using, I don't know if it's the Roundup or whatever, but the pesticides they've been using cause the insects, when they ingest them, to explode.
right? In a sense, right?
That makes sense.
So the thing is that whatever chemicals are being sprayed on the actual crops, they're having adverse effects on human beings once we start consuming them, once they've been processed, once they've been mixed in with other additives, so on and so forth. So at the end of the day, the battle against nature by the people who run things, they just, you know what? Let's kill this ant with a sledgehammer. You know what I mean? For lack of a better term. Let's just go all the way OD.
Can I jump in?
And it's, yes, sir.
My cousin, Supernova Slum, many of you people know who he is.
That's the dude.
Yeah, Supernova Slum and my cousin, Queen of Four. That's my blood family.
His mom's, yep.
That's my blood family. They taught me about, everybody who's a vegetarian, just because, and I'm not saying this to you, you have to be careful and not become a pastatarian, because the pasta can put weight on you. So you have to, you have to watch your intake. But there's other things with regards to food consumption, GMO products, and things, whether it's wild caught fish or farm raised. Farm raised can be dangerous because that is seafood and other things that are in those big round fish tanks, and they throw the goddamn the food in there, the pellets, if you will, to make them bulk up and expand. So I'm saying all that to say you really have to be careful. And one of the most important things to look for is the wax that they put on the produce or the citrus to make it shine and make it have more color and pop. That wax can also be dangerous to your body. Go ahead.
Of course, no question. They want to, I don't understand why they did that. They wanted to have, they sold it to people like we want the fruit to have more luster and, be more vivid and bring out the color, whatever. Fruit, you know what I'm saying? Nature didn't make any mistakes in terms of that.
Right.
They should have just stopped messing with everything. But if they felt like they needed to do that, they knew what the end game was long ago. So, humans been hybridizing fruit and vegetables and other vegetation for years, other plant life for years. Right. But once it came to the point that it became industrialized, once it became weaponized, now we are where we at right now. So sleep apnea is no joke. So I used to have to wake up out of my sleep because I couldn't sleep, because I couldn't breathe, and go outside in the dead of winter in the middle of the night to start inhaling clean, crisp air. The air usually is more crisp in the wintertime during this time right here. And I literally couldn't breathe through my nostrils, and I caught myself for about a month and a half, like, yo, I'm definitely not going to survive one of these days. So I went straight crazy, discipline, workout, water, fasting, everything. And before I slide, I want to reintroduce people to something if they're not, familiar with it, as a way to detoxify yourself. Okay. The best thing you could do for yourself is to fast, whether it's intermittent fasting, whether it's prolonged fasting. It's what human beings have done for time immemorial to heal themselves. It has multifaceted benefits to that discipline. No disrespect at all. No disrespect at all. Salute to Elvis the chef. Salute to Evelyn going through whatever they going through or whatever. Right. But I'm gonna tell you, you could be diagnosed by doctors, find out what your symptoms are, find out what you need to avoid, and then go back on the path to nature. I'm definitely not religious, but make the food. If I could say, the best way I could say it for people that can understand it better is go back to the food that God made, that came out the ground, things of that nature. And I mean nature. So definitely fasting, whether it be intermittent or prolonged fasting, or get to your herbs, your fruits, and your veggies. It's essential. So Star, I appreciate you. Yes, big sir. Up. You know what I mean? And we talk soon.
Salute. Okay. The Most High tapping in. Gene Richmond, are you calling in late night number 9? Yes, no, maybe. I got your comment on the screen. Thank you so much. Area code 682. Good morning. Please watch the language. We're talking about a few topics. Are you there? 682.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, salute to you, Star, man. Much love and respect. How you doing?
How are you, sir? Streets got no love. Where do you want to start?
Hey, man. I heard you talk about the grandkids.
Yeah.
With the camera phone, man. You know, a lot of people don't understand. You know, sometimes you want to be Clark Kent, man, and you don't want to let everybody know that you Superman sometimes, man. And the grandkids just be tripping sometimes, you know, because, you know, I like cougars, man. You know what I'm saying? Nah, but, man, I love the show, Star. Man, and I love the good energy, man, that you bring in, man. Salute to you in the show.
I appreciate you, but hang on a second. Stay with me. Stay with me. So my part-time girlfriend, she's 1 year older than me. She's 62. I'm 61. She's Ashkenazi. She's Jewish. And her grandkids, you know, they're doing the most, as do all kids, whether they're black, Hispanic, whatever. And they were born into this goddamn world, right or wrong. Your grandkids,
right?
So if you say to them, "Stop filming me," they say, "Why?" As if, what's wrong with you, right? Right. So to avoid that, I say to her, well, "Listen, what time are the kids gonna be? Either with their father or something. I'll come through, or I'll pick you up, leave them in the house, but I can't be rude because those are her grandbabies." So it's like it's a weird place, but more than often I have to give in and let them just film, and they ask the craziest fucking questions. Go ahead. Crazy shit.
No, I feel you because, see, I'm 42.
Okay.
So, you know, my little thing was 52.
Okay.
And, you know, the kids was just so amused with me. I don't know if it was the sounds that was coming out the bedroom at night or what it was, bro. But, you know, they was just... Hey, he got grandma happy.
Right.
Yeah, he got grandma happy, man.
Right,
you know.
Right.
So, you know, and then sometimes, like I say, you know, really, you know, with your prestige and, you know, with your platform and stuff, you don't want to be on camera all the time because you put yourself on camera, and when you have your own platform.
Sir, can I jump in?
Really want
to? Can I jump in?
Yeah.
It's not even about that. It's the questions that these goddamn kids are asking. I'm not tripping off of anybody filming me. I'm really not. I mean,
yeah.
I've been popular all my life before I ever started doing radio. Popular. But sometimes these kids put their phone up in your face and they ask you, why are you wearing those old sneakers? Or even if the goddamn sneakers are brand new, to them, they're old. Or if I'm driving my classic 1968 Corvette, why are you driving that old car? Why don't you get a new car? Just crazy shit, and the camera's right there. That's what I'm talking about.
Man, and you know, it's to the point to where, you know, like with my old thing, man, I kind of had to kind of consume everything together. But I heard you when you were saying what you were saying, and I felt you so much. You know what I'm saying, on what you were speaking on. Yeah. We gotta get that out there too. You know, if you're a cougar or if you just in a relationship with somebody who, you know, you feel like you match well with, we gotta get the comfort zone together for them, man, when they coming over and dealing with the babies and everything, because these babies gonna tell you the truth, man. And you know,
right. Hey, I appreciate the call, man.
Hey,
salute.
Thank you, man. Salute, Star. Much love and respect.
Okay, thank you, sir. Streets got no love.
you.